Hi Cancer, welcome to your X spread. This is a specialty read that I'm going to be doing. It's my most requested reading and my private readings that I offer, besides the astrology. And it's been a long time since I've offered them to you guys for each of the signs. So these are subjective reads. So a little bit of a trigger warning, right? Because this has to do with the energy that Cancer, the sign, has been dealing with. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So if this doesn't resonate with you, definitely check your other signs as well. But we're going to start with what their blocks are, and then we're going to be pulling cards for their perception of what's going on in the relationship and how they're feeling right now, okay? And then we're going to go into pulling general cards for the future of this connection. But let's pull the Wisdom of the Oracle to begin, to find out where's their block, what are they struggling with, like what's getting in their way, you know, as far as this relationship. Between worlds. So they feel like they're between the past and the present. They feel like they're between things. This is a challenge for them right now in the moment. They feel very, very unsettled, Cancer. Very unsettled. Okay, so we have Leo energies. The fifth house has to do with love, romance, connection, has to do with children. Right, has to do with children, has to do with any of their creative endeavors. Then we have Mercury, which is all about communicating. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. You want to think the magician energy when we're talking about Mercury. You know, and how to communicate in a way that can end up improving the health of the relationship and how you guys connect on a Monday through Sunday. That would have to do with the Leo, right? Mercury. And then 11th house has to do with goals and wishes. So, you know, again, you know, the challenge here is in being able to communicate in a healthy way, having to do with this connection, having to do with, you know, talking about love, talking about your romance, talking about your sex life, talking about what you guys do to connect on a Monday through Sunday, that kind of thing. These are areas that they feel very, very blocked in, right, regarding your relationship. These were issues for them, is what I'm getting here within the relationship. But now, you know, between worlds, it's just like they feel just very caught between things, very unsettled. And then we have the numinous, which is a history, right? This the mystery energy. This is very much about very spiritually connected. To get this with the between worlds cards tells me that somebody is very much trying to connect with them from the other side. Somebody who's passed, maybe a mother or father, a family member, a friend, it doesn't matter. It could just be spirit in general, but it does indicate, I get very much, always get like a very much like a Pisces mystic sort of subconscious kind of energy where the veil is very thin. Okay, definitely very thin. And we got the strength energy here. So the strength energy is about being in a space of really trying to give themselves some good self-love, self-respect, trying to be brave. But this does also, but they're being challenged here, right? This is in their challenge. So they're having a really hard time feeling good about themselves right now. Something is getting in the way of them feeling really good about themselves. That is for sure. Strength energy is also the Leo energy, which is that fifth house, that block. That block is getting in touch with that healthy kind of connection as far as, you know, intimacy and, you know, what you guys like to do together. And they're really blocked in their me energy. I always call the fifth house is very much a me energy. It's the love that I want to have, the things that I like to do, my kids, my creative endeavors, my, you know, it's very much a me thing, but that's blocking them. I don't feel like the person that you were dealing with right now is right now in a very good space. They're very, again, sort of trapped inside this little bit of a nexus in between things. So this is the past. This is where they are right now. And this is what they think possible for the relationship. In their mind, what they think is going to happen in the relationship. So we have the Six of Pentacles, which is the card of reciprocity, right? It's a nice energy. It's a moon in Taurus. It's about giving and receiving. I have your back, you have mine. but yet then there was this confusion. Seven of Cups is having other options and having a fear of commitment, right? So Venus and Scorpio energy. So what happens here in this energy as well is like there may be red flags that they felt, later on. They were confused. They weren't seeing red flags in the relationship that then maybe they later identified. Because there's a very transformative energy. It's Venus in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is all about transformation, right? And it's about also everyone showing up equally in the relationship, right? Because Venus is about love and fairness, having to do with money, communication, connection, all of those beautiful Venusian things. And when it's in Scorpio, and Scorpio is the 8th house of how we show up in relationship. I'm not talking about partnership like marriage. I'm talking about how we share our money, how we share our intimacy, how we share our communication. That's 8th house stuff. It's a very deep sort of mystic house. But knowing, like, really being very confused by this. They were very confused. And we have this working with the 7 of Pentacles at the same time. They're very patient energy, right? Knowing that they were going to have to wait, feeling like, all right, things maybe not be so great now, but I know it's going to get better later on, maybe after the pandemic or after my partner gets a job or after we get married or after whatever, fill in the blank, right? But them in their mind, they were being very patient, even though they were experiencing some sort of commitment issues. And we have the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords can be a very bullying energy, right? Definitely bullying. Could be rather abusive. So they may have been, very sort of in your face about something, Cancer. Very not wanting to not have their voice heard. So the thing is with the 5 of Swords, there's like not even a point to the arguing. There's really not. It's a Venus and Aquarius energy. It's having an argument about how things have been and will things be any different in the future. It definitely indicates problem in relationship, people not hearing each other, and there's nothing left but the fighting. And the only thing that can be done is for somebody to walk away. So I feel like whoever you were dealing with, they were trying to be patient, but then there ended up being this walking away. Whether you walked away from them, them walking away from you, it doesn't really matter. So when it started out as this kind of generous relationship, I have your back, you have mine, then came these commitment issues. And then it was like, all right, I'm being patient, waiting for this to pass, But then this being like this bullying kind of energy. So Cancer, you could have been the one and they were recognizing the fact that you were being patient, or they were being patient with you, and then there having been this ending. Now, right now we have the 8 of Wands energy. So the 8 of Wands does indicate new news coming in that incites a change, that incites quick movement, speedy action towards there being a firm foundation. This is where they are right now with the relationship. And then we have the World energies about, I learned my lesson. That lesson's done. That lesson's completed. Now let's go be happy, kind of thing. Because the World is Saturn. And when you get the World, and it's connected to Saturn, it means the completion of a Saturn lesson, a Saturnian lesson, which is usually something that's hard, that's harsh, that has to do with some sort of karmic payback, that's built up over time. And it was a hard lesson. So it's like a hard lesson has been learned. But then we get the Tower. And the Tower is just like this unwanted change. So I don't see it as being something that they really want. Now, the Tower can be internal or external. So the Tower could be, them coming to this epiphany after this Saturn lesson, right? Learning this lesson that, oh my God, I got to change the way I think. I have to change the way I speak to people. I have to change the way I am in this relationship. It's not serving me. It's not serving them. Why do I do this? I'm really getting in touch with what it is that's deeply troubling them, And I do feel like you're dealing with somebody who does have very unrealistic expectations, though, about things, within this relationship. And it does seem like they have a trouble with possible like mood swings here, for sure. But going back to this Tower energy, now, however this is going to resonate with you, because at the end of the day, this is still a general reading, right? There were many Cancers out there. So for some of you, the message coming in could be that there's some sort of lesson learned, and they're realizing they need to end the relationship. At the end of the day, they're ending the relationship, but they have very unrealistic expectations. They're very moody. They don't see things very clearly. But in their mind, they need to end the relationship. That's going to be for some of you. For others of you, the world and the Tower are going to work together. Lesson learned, I see where I need to change. But even in that understanding, I do see that there is this person who is just really like unrealistic in their expectations of the relationship. It's like what they have in their mind's eye is just like it's not realistic within the confines of like reality. Whatever it is, like, whatever it is, you would know better. Now, how do they see this relationship ending up keeping it real? Well, we start off with the Lover's energy. I mean, they see you guys needing to be in a space where there is a decision made, right? Because there's a choice here. Are we going to make it work or are we not? And the Lover's energy is always like, okay, we're stronger together than we are apart. Let's work this out. We have the blessing of Archangel Raphael. Let's do this, right? Being very sort of in that space. Let's do this. But there's almost a mechanical element to this, which will never fare well with a watery Cancer. Because, right, then we have the King of Swords. Okay, so this is what we have to do. This is your partner saying, this is what I need, this, and this, and then we have to do this, and this. No emotion, very strategic in thought, very intentional in their words, very sort of, how do I want to say, like this is how it's going to be, right? Yeah, and that's not going to go over very well with you. No. Then we end up in a battle of the wills. We have a Saturn and Leo energy. It's just like, what are you talking about? Put your ego in your backpack and get out of here. Five of Wands is a battle of the ego, right? It's a battle of wills. You guys are just seeing things differently. But the thing is, I feel like because this person does not have the ability right now to... They don't have complete control over their emotions. I mean, there's no question. There's no question. They're very confused. Because a couple of things, going back to this before I finish up this last card, I feel like they're getting mixed messages energetically, totally independent of you, just sort of about their life in general. They're not sure where they fit into the grand scheme of things. They're really not. And with the Strength card as a block, this is like, I'm not sure how to love myself. Really. I'm not sure what that really means. Because I don't even know what I really want. That kind of thing, that kind of thing. And they just don't know, right? Again, this is all about the numinous. It's about the unknown. It's about the subconscious. It's things that are very hidden deep, very deeply entrenched within them. Right? They feel like they're caught between things. So, in other words, they don't have a very firm footing on anything. And they're just really not sure how to do that. They're not sure. Mercury, again, communicating to incite change that creates a healthier environment within the relationship so that you guys could go towards these goals and wishes together in a loving way. They're just not sure how to do that as a couple. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is very, very fitting to me because this is a very psychological energy. This is like, this is a relationship read, so I'm not going to understand it as pentacles. I'm going to understand it as mental, physical, or emotional connection. But feeling a sense of lack mentality in this way, like more than is there. Feeling like unfulfilled, feeling like, but see, this is the energy of somebody who's looking for somebody else to I would say complete them or make them happy or give them what they feel is missing in their life. I think that's a better way of saying it, not necessarily make them happier, but if they, the energy that I'm getting here is somebody who feels like they're missing something in their life, Cancer, and they want you to fill it. Okay, and so that's just not practical. But that's not practical on many, many levels. You know, it's just not, as far as relationships go, right? But that's where I see them at. Wanting, they definitely have the will here, but it's like they can't get past this block. This block is their subconscious, and that's where the juicy stuff hangs out that we have to work on, right? I mean, the strength energy, this is where we do a lot of really good work on figuring out what we really want and need for ourselves. It's our self-love. And they're blocked because they can't get in touch with that the unconscious. It's just either too painful, too big, too challenging for them to really see right now. We have the snake. We have addiction, which I always say addiction is any kind of imbalance. It doesn't have to be to anything other than like anxiety and depression. Could even be that. Okay, let me just pull these. So I want to read these together. Look at this. Everybody's jumping out. These are very moody cards today. All right, let's see. Now, these cards are not only for them, this is for your connection. Okay. Doing relationship reads. I mean, I know a lot of you know this, but the energy gets very enmeshed. It's very difficult to separate the two. Well, let's see what's going on here. So we have the snake, competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. So it doesn't mean there has to be another woman or another man. It could just be this idea of feeling competitive within the relationship. Or just simply not trusting a partner. Something about them you're not trusting. And this is for the final outcome of the relationship. All right, so we had the snake, which I just mentioned. And clarifying that, we have, I never meant to make you feel like you don't matter. Okay, so I feel like there's sort of this competition element. I think this, you think that, you know, it should be like this, no, it should be like that. You know, feeling threatened by the energy of another person and then feeling bad about that. Certainly could be you to them, them to you, it doesn't matter. Addiction, we have codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, and really just having a block. There being some sort of restraint. And clarifying that, I can't be with you. I see too much of myself in you, and I don't like myself. So this could certainly be that block that needs to be worked on. You know, what is it about that? What is it about themselves that they actually need to see? What do they see in you that reminds them of them? Is that projection or is that real? Do you know what I mean? It might not even be there. It might just be that. And then we have acts, breakup, separation. Stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Clarifying that. It says, you are not good for me, yet I yearn for you constantly. I need to think about this. Yeah, sure. I mean, who doesn't think about that in a breakup? Then we have grow with a snake, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enabling boundaries. Clarifying that says, please stop blaming me for everything. We are both in the wrong. And then we have abundance, keeping a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. I don't know how to talk to you, but I miss you. Well, that acknowledgement is possibly all that's needed, right? Like, I don't know anything else except that I miss you. So can we start from there kind of thing? So the outcome looks like this. I mean, this is not going to be easy, or I'm not going to lie. I mean, we have the magician energy, which is Mercury, which is great, right? We got Mercury here. We talked about that. This Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So it's about really needing to communicate and learn a new approach to something in order to incite a healthier constitution of the relationship, and just get a better experience for each of you, where and it's a chemical energy, right? So in that way, it really is about focus, creativity, being very focused on the relationship, and trying to turn into reality what's being seen in the mind's eye. But you have to be careful of that, right? Because I do feel like Cancer, I feel like somebody might be trying to be controlling here. And we have the Seven of Swords energy, which can be indicative of some dishonesty, some betrayal, running away from something, somebody running away, not wanting to deal with it, wearing a mask, saying that they're feeling one way, but really inside they're feeling another way. So this is like this attempt at trying to make things work, this attempt at trying to fix things, this attempt, somebody not really engaging. And then we have this Five of Cups energy, which is about loss and regret and grief and feeling abandoned and not feeling very loved, right? But then we have this Queen of Cups energy, which is a very nurturing energy, very healing and supportive. This is a conversation about what you want, what you need to feel safe, secure, heard. Beautiful energy. Love the Queen of Cups. And then we have this working with the Nine of Pentacles next. Nine of Pentacles is about being very self-sufficient, focusing on, what it is that you really want. But it's a Venus and Virgo energy. And Virgo, there's an honesty about Virgo, because Virgos are very honest, right, for sure, but they're also problem solvers, and they're very practical and really trying to figure out what's needed in order to feel comfortable, in order to feel safe. It's a really nice energy. So it's like when you have Venus in there with Virgo, it's like, well, everybody's kind of has to figure out their own sense of autonomy within the relationship, because there's got to be independence within the relationship. Even though you guys are interdependent on each other, that's normal in a healthy relationship, but then you each need to have your own sense of autonomy and independence within the relationship. There has to be that, because if there's not that, it's going to be really, really difficult. So I have to tell you what I'm getting, because Cancer, for many of you, I feel like there is this attempt at something, but I see somebody else coming in. This Queen of Cups energy. And in this energy, you're able to have that interdependence, but that independence at the same time. So I see you having worked through something with somebody who's sort of kind of scattered right now, and they're very confused, and you don't feel happy for them about that, even if they hurt you. It's, you recognize it. You're not, you're a very caring energy. Not that you're accepting of it or anything, but you're recognizing it. But I see the Queen of Cups. I see another energy coming in who's very nurturing. Very nurturing, and somebody who is able to be that Nine of Pentacles energy with you, right? I mean, this is really about being able to breathe in a relationship and not worry, and having that beautiful interdependence and enjoying things together, but also enjoying your alone time, Let's get a final read on how this person, who this reading was for, feels about Cancer. They want a new start with you. Anything's possible, my friends. Anything is possible. We're not robots. We're all victims of the human condition. That sounds negative. I'm very grateful that we are, but that is what the Page of Cups means. The Page of Cups is that, okay? And this is how this person thinks of you, okay? So do with that whatever you wish, right? I mean, we can't account for people's personal decisions and all of this, but this is the energy that's available to you. Okay, my friends, until next time, thank you for joining me. Take care now. Bye-bye.